No comment.
The car stank, didn't it, Gemma?
No comment.
Stunk of a dead person.
No comment.
Stunk of Deborah's decomposing body. Is that right, Gemma?
No comment.
When we meet someone that is at a vulnerable stage in their life, most of us take the opportunity to exhibit the best side of ourselves. This, for most of us, is just a natural part of what it is to be human, and the reward for our actions is simply that we helped, and nothing more. However, there are an evil few. These few see a vulnerability, and they also see an opportunity. But it's not an opportunity to help or to show humanity. It's an opportunity to gain, to hurt, and to act in an inhuman way. The case of Deborah Chong, sadly, is a disturbing example of the latter. Viewer discretion is very much advised. Welcome or welcome back to Case Documentaries. I bring you true crime, disturbing stories, and other things that you may later regret knowing in at least 2 new videos every week. Please do join the quickly growing Case family by hitting subscribe now and turning on notifications. Our love and respect goes out to all those that knew and loved Deborah. Mee Kuen Chong, 67, stood at 5 foot 2 inches tall and was of slight build. Mee Kuen Chong, or Deborah Chong as she was known to her friends, shared a home in Wembley with David Klein, a crane operator. Deborah was sadly widowed, a fact that also means she was very financially comfortable. It was said that Deborah was somewhat vulnerable. She suffered with mental health difficulties and had been diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. Her behaviour could be erratic and sometimes verbally aggressive. Deborah was open about her financial affairs. She had a habit of offering to leave her home to others after her death and offering people money. Many refused, but some did not. In 2021, her mental state appears to have been deteriorating. In March 2021, she was referred to the local community mental health team because she kept sending letters to Prince Charles and Boris Johnson. They contained nothing alarming but were sufficiently bizarre to suggest that she may be suffering a relapse. As a result, in May 2021, she was treated with an injection of an antipsychotic medication. Deborah was a devout Christian and had an interest in spiritual healing. She was at a vulnerable time in her life, so when she met a new friend at a church group in August of 2020, she welcomed the companionship. This new friend was Gemma Mitchell. Gemma also became Deborah's spiritual healer. 38-year-old Gemma Mitchell was a resident of Bronsbury Park in northwest London. She was born on the 22nd of July 1984 and raised in Australia, where her mother Hilary worked for the British Foreign Office. It was said that when Gemma's parents' marriage broke down, she moved back to the UK with her mother and her sister. In 2004, she began studying human sciences at King's College London, from where she graduated with a first-class honours degree. During her degree course, she completed a module called The Structural Basis of Human Function, in which she was taught how to dissect the entire human body. She also completed an additional study course in experimental anatomy. Such was her aptitude for anatomy, she was awarded the Hamilton Prize for Anatomical Excellence. In 2009, she completed a degree course in osteopathy, which included modules on the anatomy, biomechanics, and pathophysiology of the human body. She then went back to Australia to resume her osteopathy practice. According to her own website, she was attuned to subjects in neuroanatomy, genetics, and dissection of human cadavers. She had been working as an osteopath for roughly 7 years when she returned to the UK once more in 2015. Since that time, Gemma returned to live in the family home with her mother. The family has owned that home for many years, a home that Gemma claimed to be worth £4 million. However, the house was in poor condition. Mother Hilary made the decision to add a 3rd floor to the home in 2016. She entrusted Gemma with managing the project and getting the house back in shape. However, Gemma paid one builder £130,000, but they then filed for bankruptcy. The money was lost. A second company offered a £500,000 fee to complete the project. Gemma paid this company £100,000, but the remaining balance was never paid, and they laid down tools in 2019. This means that the house remained without a roof and covered in scaffolding until the time that this case is set. Mother Hilary said that Gemma worked day and night to attempt to raise the money to resolve the issues that she had caused. So when Deborah met Gemma, she was in the midst of restoring her home, and she urgently needed money to finish the project. Not long after meeting, Deborah openly spoke about her good financial situation with Gemma. Deleted messages were later recovered from Gemma's phone and computer, in which she discussed who was due to inherit Deborah's money and property once she passed away. The fact these messages were deleted does not bode well. In one email, Deborah told Gemma, "I am honoured to have you as my sister, accept me as your friend and advise me." The advice that Gemma was giving was twofold. She was indeed Deborah's spiritual healer, but she was also giving financial guidance. She spoke about the option of Deborah leaving her home to charity in order to avoid inheritance tax. One idea was that Gemma would create a charity with Deborah's lodger, David Klein. However, David did not want to get involved in the scheme. On the 19th of September 2020, Gemma messaged Deborah saying, "I would like to join a charity with you if David is reluctant to change his ways. I like accounting. Or you could transfer the house to me and pay into the charity each month." By November 2020, just a couple of months into their friendship, Gemma had now gained the confidence of Deborah. They shared numerous messages in which they discussed the work that needed to be done on Gemma's home, and others discussing which builders could be used to carry out the work, and that Deborah was offering to pay for the repairs to be carried out. A message found on Deborah's phone from December 2020 stated that she would like to meet Gemma's mother, Hilary. Hilary was, after all, the owner of the home that she was looking to invest a lot of money into, not Gemma. When Deborah and Hilary met, Deborah did agree to give £200,000, but only if the property was used as part of the Christian community and was used for Christian worship. Further messages retrieved from Deborah's phone from May 2021 backed up the agreement from their meeting, suggesting that the house should become used as a Christian ministry. However, for reasons that we do not know, Deborah changed her mind on the deal. She removed her offer of financing the work on this dilapidated home. Around a month after the offer was taken off the table, Deborah was seen out and about, live and well on CCTV footage. On the footage, Deborah can be seen speaking with her neighbour. Messages between Deborah and Gemma were exchanged where Deborah confirmed that she had had a change of heart. On the 8th of June 2021 at 1 AM, a message was sent that said, "Until you've sold the house, I won't want you to come to me or my house. I am stressed to the core." Gemma responded, "Peace to you. God has a plan and purpose for this dwelling." More messages were exchanged and Deborah pleaded Gemma to let go of the house and the past and to sell the house. Gemma responded that she couldn't do that. "We have prayed on the options extensively and we even brought estate agents in, but it's not in God's plan." David Klein, Deborah's tenant, reported seeing her for the last time on June 10th, 2021. On June 11th, David left for work, leaving Deborah home alone. Police said at 6:23 AM, Gemma left her home address at 9 Bronsby Park, Willesden. CCTV footage filmed by a camera situated opposite the house shows that she had with her a large blue wheeled suitcase. Although it is large, it does not appear to be particularly heavy. She's able to lift it off the ground with one hand, and walks away from the house with it without difficulty and at a relatively quick pace in the general direction of Bronsbury Park Station. It appears that she travelled to Stonebridge Park Station using her mother's Freedom Pass. By 7:58 AM, she reached Chaplin Road, where she was filmed walking in the direction of Deborah's house along the pavement opposite. At 8:01 AM, she was captured by a camera situated a little further along Chaplin Road at number 184. She had crossed over the road and was walking in the direction of Deborah's house. Then, shortly after 1 PM on the 11th of June, Gemma was captured on CCTV walking away from Deborah's house, now in possession of 2 suitcases, a large blue suitcase and a smaller red and blue suitcase. After wandering around with the suitcases for approximately 2 hours, Gemma took a cab home. Lodger David returned to Deborah's house later that evening. At 10:48 p.m, he contacted the police and reported Deborah missing, telling them that he had not seen Deborah since the evening before, and that Deborah had left both her mobile telephone and her glasses behind. Contained in the suitcase was Deborah's body. Gemma carried the body of her friend still in the suitcase through her house and into the garden. Deborah stayed there for 2 weeks, in the garden of the house that Gemma shared with her elderly mother. The very same house that Deborah was, at one time, going to invest in as a place of worship. During these 2 weeks, Gemma made a false report via email to a missing persons charity, an email designed to get her off the hook. Gemma also messaged Deborah's lodger, David, on WhatsApp and informed him that Deborah had gone to visit relatives for a year to unwind and that she intended to stay somewhere close to the ocean. Remember those words as this case unfolds, somewhere close to the ocean. They seem to be revealed as a sick joke. On the 26th of June, Gemma hired a silver Volvo and she headed to the small coastal town of Salcombe in Devon in southwest England. During the journey, the Volvo suffered a puncture. Gemma pulled the car into a petrol station to get help. The roadside assistance worker that came to change the tyre reported that Mitchell appeared confused and that the interior of the car had an odd, musty smell. The Volvo driven by Gemma was then seen on CCTV heading towards some woodland. On Sunday, June the 27th, 2021, Charlotte Rolling and their family went for a walk in Salcombe. Police said as they walked back to their holiday cottage from the beach, they made a gruesome discovery.
Emergency.
Hi, I just found a body.
Oh, go ahead, caller. What's your emergency?
I just found a body.
Right, okay. A body, is it? Are they breathing?
No, they're dead. They look like they've possibly been there like a few days or something with some flies and stuff.
Right, okay. Bear me a second. Let's pop this on.
What's the road?
Yeah, what road are you on?
I'm in Salcombe.
You're in Salcombe, sorry. Let me have a look. I can populate, hopefully, where you are. So, Bennett Road, are you quite near the harbour?
We're up from North Sand Beach. Hang on, we'll just look at Google Maps.
Oh, okay, yeah, so I can see North Sands Bay. Bennett Road, yeah, you are on Bennett Road.
On a public walkway, the body had been lying at the bottom of some steps. Police then arrived and cordoned off the area. When Mrs. Rollings said that they had found a body, she meant just that. No head was present. Post-mortem investigations said that the body had been passed for some days by this stage. Decomposition caused a delay in identification. On June the 30th, after hearing that a body had been found in Salcombe, Gemma must have realised that it was Deborah's. She then filed a second false complaint to the Missing Persons charity through email. She said that Deborah had contacted her to say that she felt neglected and was staying with family by the sea. Gemma had also faked a duplicate of Deborah's will. In this version of the will, Gemma was guaranteed to receive 95% of Deborah's estate. Disturbingly, a few days later, on July the 1st, Deborah's head was found around 10 metres from the location of the body, hidden within vegetation. There were signs of blunt force trauma to the head. Once the identity of the body was confirmed to be that of Deborah Chong, police developed suspicions about Jemma Mitchell. On July the 6th, Gemma was arrested at her home but refused to answer any questions.
Police! Hello there.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, good. There's no answer. Sorry, what's your name?
Sorry, we're asleep.
Are you Gemma?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, Gemma. Just hold your hand a second.
Cheers, your
Come on, come on a second.
Sorry, can I ask
Gemma, do you want to come up?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just want to see them.
Hand just so see your hands. Alright, Gemma, at this moment, I'm arresting you on suspicion of murder. Okay, you don't have to say anything, but you may have a defence. Do not mention one question, something which you later rely in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence, okay? Once we're in the cuffs,
Am I allowed to...
I'll go explain everything to you. Okay?
Should I get some
Yeah,
shoes
sorry.
on?
What?
If you want to one sec.
Inside?
Who's inside at the moment?
Mother.
Your mother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it?
If you want to... Oh, can someone lift that up?
Yeah. Let's step back inside.
Is anyone else inside? Just your mum?
Yeah.
There is someone else inside,
No,
or just
that's
your
just
mum?
my mum, yeah.
Alright, do you want to... Should I bring her out, or...?
Bring her in.
Bring her in?
For a minute.
Right,
yeah.
we're just going to come in for a sec, okay?
Sure.
She was now being formally accused of murdering Deborah.
And they've said that the person driving the Volvo waited in the car all that time with the windows down and the front door open, the passenger door open, when it was literally chucking it down with rain and it was windy. Why is that, Gemma?
No comment.
The car stank, didn't it, Gemma?
No comment.
Stunk of a dead person.
No comment.
Stunk of Deborah's decomposing body. Is that right, Gemma?
No comment.
Following her arrest, more incriminating and disturbing evidence was found in her home. Disturbingly, identity paperwork from Gemma's deceased neighbour from May 2021 was also discovered. Gemma used this neighbour's ID and mobile phone to hire the Volvo in which she drove to Salcombe. On December the 23rd, 2021, Gemma Mitchell appeared via video link at the Old Bailey to confirm her identity. She was remanded in custody after entering a not guilty plea. In October of 2022, the trial took place. On Thursday, October the 27th, 2022, Judge Marks said,
"As to aggravating features, there are the following. Firstly, the amount of planning and premeditation that went into this offence, although it is right to acknowledge that this is bound to be an invariable feature of a killing done for gain, and I must avoid double counting in that regard. Secondly, there is the issue of Deborah's mental and physical vulnerability, to which I have already referred, and of which you were very well aware. Thirdly, there is the chilling aspect of what you did to and with her body. The enormity of your crime is profoundly shocking, even more so given your apparent religious devotion, as well as the fact that Deborah Chong was a good friend to you and had shown you great kindness. The sentence of the court is one of life imprisonment, and the minimum term of imprisonment that you will in any event be required to serve will be 34 years. Would you please take the defendant downstairs?"
Do you think the punishment fits the crime here? Let me know in the comments.
I'm taking it further. Either I'm 76, and if it takes me until I die, I'm going to contest it because it's not right.
Mitchell's never accepted responsibility for Deborah's murder, so there are certain questions which may remain unanswered. Why she kept her body for over a fortnight, why she decapitated her, and why she deposited her remains in Salcombe. But what we do know is that it was an evil act carried out by an evil woman, and the only motive clearly was one of financial gain.
Join the Dark Case family by subscribing for at least 2 new videos every week. Thanks to my patrons Karen Jones, Addy Alexander, David James, Jason Grout and Shane Woodward. Look after yourself and I'll see you soon.